Okay, in this lesson, we're going to talk about learning how to solve multi-step inequalities, not just one-step inequalities. So again, the process is the same as solving equations. We just have an inequality sign here rather than an equal sign, but the steps are the same. The only thing you have to remember is that golden rule of inequalities is whenever you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. Otherwise, the steps are exactly the same. So in number one here, if I want to solve for y, I'm going to undo this addition first by taking away 13 from this side. And if I do it on this side, then I have to do it on the other side. That gets rid of that. And now I'm left with 11y is greater than or equal to negative 14. So when I'm solving for y, I'm going to divide by 11. And this won't divide. So remember, I can just leave my answer as that fraction. So y is greater than or equal to negative 14 elevenths. Okay, and number two, well, remembering the rules for solving equations, when we have a variable on both sides, I need to eliminate one of them. And the rule of thumb is always eliminate the smaller one. So I can eliminate this negative 2n by adding 2n, but if I do it there, then I have to do it over here. And now I'm left with 10n minus 10 is less than 6. And now I have a two-step equation. I'm going to have to move that up here so I have room. I'm going to add this 10 to both sides, and I'm left with 10n equals 16. And then when I divide by 10, I'm left with n equals 16 over 10, which won't reduce to a whole number. So I'm just going to leave it as a fraction, but I can simplify that fraction. These are both divisible by 2. So, and I put an equal sign in there. This should be a less than symbol. So when I divide 16 by 2, I get 8, and when I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. So n is less than 8/5. Okay. All right. Let's find another one. Let's look at number 8. Number 8, I have a variable on both sides, so I need to get rid of one. The issue is this one is smaller, but it's the only thing left on this side. So for this situation, I probably would not subtract 4.9y from both sides. I would subtract negative 7.3y from both sides so that there's at least something over here on this side of the inequality sign. So this goes away, and I'm left with negative 14.4 is greater than, I'm just subtracting here, so this is not a reason to switch the sign. 4.9 minus 7.3 is negative 2.4y. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2.4. And since I'm dividing both sides by negative, this is going to cause me to flip the sign. So 14.4 negative divided by 2.4 negative. 14.4 negative divided by 2.4 negative is positive 6. So this turns into 6. My sign is going to change, and this is just y. So 6 is less than y, or if I turn that around, y is greater than 6. And that would be my answer. Okay. Let's look at one more, number 12. Maybe a couple more, one of these word problems. But if I look at number 12, first thing I'm going to do is eliminate that fraction. I'm trying to zoom in to focus here. So I'm going to eliminate that fraction by multiplying by the denominator. This is all one big fraction, so I can take care of the fraction right away by multiplying by 5, and that will cancel that out. And I'll be left with 4x minus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 20. I multiplied both sides by positive 5, so that's not a reason to change the sign. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to add 2. 4x is greater than or equal to negative 18. That's not a reason to flip the sign because I just added 2. Here I'm dividing by positive 4, so that's not a reason to flip the sign. This will not divide evenly, so I'm just going to reduce it. They're both divisible by 2. Negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So there's my answer. Okay. All right, let's look at one of these word problems. Look at 14. That looks like one of the harder ones. 1/4 of a number. Remember, of means multiply. 1/4 of a number decreased by 3. So this is multiplication. This is subtraction. There's my equal sign, or not my equal sign, is at least 2. So it has to be 2 or bigger. If it's at least 2, then it's going to be greater than or equal to. So 1/4 of a number, so 1/4 times x, decreased by 3 is at least, means it has to be greater than or equal to 2. So 1/4 x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 2. If I want to solve this, first thing I would do is add 3 to both sides, and that'll get rid of that, and I'll be left with 1/4 x is greater than or equal to 5. Remember how to get rid of the fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal, or in this case, just 4 times 4, which would give me x is greater than or equal to 20. There was nothing in here that told me I needed to switch the signs. So multi-step inequalities, solve them just like you do equations. Looks like we might have some more stuff here. Let's look at one more problem, number 8. See the parentheses? It means I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to distribute this negative 2. So this becomes 8 minus 2b, and negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, is less than 12 minus 3b. I have a variable on both sides. That's a b. Change those into capitals. 8 minus 2b minus 2 is less than 12 minus 3b. I have a variable on both sides, so I need to get rid of them. The smaller one in this case is negative 3. Negative 3 is smaller than negative 2, so I'm going to add 3b to both sides. So this 8 comes down. Negative 2 plus 3 is just 1b. Minus 2 is less than, this is gone, just 12. Now I can do a couple things next. I can go ahead and add this 2 to both sides, which would give me 8 plus b is less than 14. Take away the 8. You have b is less than 6. Okay. So if you have parentheses, just distribute. Oops, sorry. Distribute to get rid of the parentheses and then proceed from there. The rules are the same. The only thing you have to remember is if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. That's it.